Hey, Paul.
Hey Brad, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, excellent, excellent, thanks,
I,
excellent.
I wanted to put a quick video together with you about the Warrior Gathering in London. And
Yeah,
that's May 12th and the 13th.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
And the main reason why I wanted to have this call is that a lot of people have been asking me about the event, asking me, what they can expect. And one of the big questions that keeps coming up over and over again is this thing going to be another pitch fest? And I'm getting the impression, I haven't been to one of these events in the UK, but I'm getting the impression that there's a lot of pitch fests that go on over there. And I think maybe that's why that question keeps coming up. Is that a fair assumption?
yeah. I've heard that. I've been to a couple of these myself, and they are a bit like that. It's very much a guy on stage doing 5 minutes of technique, and then the next sort of 50 minutes is a countdown from $10,000 to 5,000 to 4,000, and if you get to the back of the room right now, you can have it for $50. And I've been to one of those, and it's awful. So, so yeah, I mean, this is nothing like that at all. The whole thing started, is the whole thing started because the Warrior Gathering is similar to a Warrior networking event that we went to in Raleigh, and what's great about these events is you're meeting like-minded people, and everyone is so warm and open to you going up to people and just saying hi. And really the presentations there are there to more provide structure to the whole weekend, because there will be people who do want to learn, and they want to learn about internet marketing, product creation, how to get WSO of the day, or all those things. And it's such a broad area, you can do a WSO in anything. And so, we've got some great people coming to present and talk about that. And, each talk is fundamentally a content-based talk. Okay, without doubt, there's going to be some people like you just launched a book, and I'm sure you're going to be talking a bit about that, and I'm sure you'd love some people to buy your book. So I'm not saying that there won't be something to buy from people, but the point about this is it's a networking event, and we put the presentations around the weekend to provide structure and value and content. Okay. And that's what's really, really exciting. And I got a huge amount out of the rally event. And the fact that you can just meet people who are all different levels. You meet newbies who are just into internet marketing, but you also meet a lot of people that are up above you and even like right up here. And it kind of opens your eyes to what's out there. And when you start talking to these people, it's amazing what you get out of them over a beer.
Yeah, they're not all holding their cards close to their chest. And it's funny that the internet is one of the few industries or sort of mediums that I've ever operated in where nobody sees anyone else as a competitor for the most part. It's a real sort of sharing atmosphere when you go to these events. People are happy to tell you what they're doing, how they got to where they are, what they did to get there, and it's like you said, and I'll kind of reiterate with these events. The talks are obviously important. I'm doing a talk. I'd love for you to come to my talk if you're watching this. But at the same time, I find that what I do is I go to the few talks that I kind of want to see, or I want to support the people who are doing those talks. But then, for the most part, I leave that because I know that the event organizers record them, and I could buy those recordings later or get them, whatever. And so I spend most of my time in the hotel lobby, in the bar, going out with people, and that's where the real value comes from. It's not even if it was. Let's just say, even if it was a pitch fest, which it's not. And I think the big difference there is that a pitch fest is when someone's entire talk is a sales pitch. And if someone sells something at the last couple minutes of their talk, it's different than, and if their talk was valuable, then that's sort of acceptable in my world. Whereas, if the whole talk is like, look at me and look at my house and my cars and my stuff and I'm a big shot and now it's 10 grand, like you said, even if it was that, go, ignore the talks, go spend time with the people, because the mentality is, oh, everybody's going to be in the talks, but they're not. Half the people will be in the sessions and the other half will be out and networking and making relationships happen. And that's where the real value of these events come from. And I also like to mention this because around here in North America, we have these networking events, and they're actually they remind me of speed dating, right? It's where like two people will get together and they'll sit at a table and they'll have a timer, and they have like 5 minutes to talk to each other, and then like a bell rings and everybody gets up like musical chairs and they swap tables. You go and sit down. But the problem with those events is that everybody's there trying to sell something. You're selling insurance, and the other guy's trying to sell you social media consulting, and neither one of you wants to pay the other one. You want to sell something to the other guy, so nothing ever happens. It's kind of this like silly thing. That's not what this is. These are all people who are doing internet marketing. They're doing the real work of internet marketing. They're not just the shovel sellers that are selling make money, get rich quick schemes to each other. A lot of us in this business are actually legitimate internet marketers selling real products on the internet, not just how-to manuals and that kind of stuff. And you're going to meet a lot of these people, and you're going to get a chance to find out how they did what they did.
Yeah, that's so true. And in the evenings, the Saturday evening, we've got the whole bar to ourselves, and we'll probably hook up on the Friday. I know you're coming over early, and I don't know, maybe Sunday evening, people will get together and maybe go out dinner together and all sorts of things like that, and that's where you can really sit down and just exchange ideas and just talk over, different strategies, what's worked for you, what hasn't, or, even if you're just starting out, how do I start out? How do I get going? Yeah. So,
I find too, when you're new at this, sometimes the best thing to do is to listen. Listen to what everybody else is talking about and try and absorb as much of what they're doing as you can. Sometimes I always kind of notice the people who are just like absorbing everything, and I think to myself, that's how I would be if I was new. I would come in, I would be not antisocial, but I would sit back and let all the people do the talking and kind of hear what they're doing and listen and maybe ask some questions to keep them talking, but absorbing, figuring out what it is I want to do. And if you're someone who's already sort of started in this business, then definitely use the opportunity to make friends. These events aren't really about doing business. We won't all be signing contracts and like making actual business deals. It's a social event. You make friends, and then you go home and you do business with those people over Skype and on Facebook and email and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the value is. But just coming back to the speakers as well, the quality and caliber of the people we've got talking is amazing. And sometimes I'm a bit humbled, having these people coming, because we're not paying them. The cost for this whole event is purely to cover costs. It's not a money maker. It's purely a networking event. And it's an opportunity for me to meet other people as well, so I know it'll help my career, so it's a win-win for everyone. And
tell us about a couple of the speakers. Tell us some of the people who are going to be speaking.
Yeah, well, obviously, as I said, you're kicking it off, just so you know, and so I've got some like Steve Ben. Steve Ben is a superb copywriter and a product creation guy. He's got all these strategies and ideas for actually creating products out of thin air. Really, really sound chap. Peter Garrity's made a huge success, over the past year, well, not longer than that, but he's a big name on the forum, and where he really, really excels is he has a massive following, a massive community. People really, really trust him, and that's what he's going to talk about. How to actually build and engage that whole community. Andy Fletcher owns Digi Results. His business, he started his business from zero and got it to $1 million in revenue in 1 year. So he's got a great story to tell. He's full of hints and tips and strategies. The guy can go on forever. I've got to keep him down to an hour, but amazing guy to watch.
Yeah, he's a super smart guy.
It's super smart. We've got Oz. Oz has got a great relationship with his list, and he'll be talking about the 4 deadly mistakes of internet marketing. Mark Thompson's a guy you and I know, who literally lives the life in Spain now. He literally was telling me the other day, if I get if I have a rough day, then all I do is just wander down to the beach and meet up a few friends, and we just crack open a bottle of champagne. I mean, he lives the lifestyle, and he runs his own, membership business, WordPress Goldmine, it's called, and that does really, really well for him. And as long as he's playing golf, he's happy. And he's bringing along a couple of friends. I can't talk about them, but they're great names in the industry. And a few others as well. And I'll do a little pitch, talk about software, because that's something that's close to my heart, and yours as well. And then Alex Jeffries is coming as well. And Alex Jeffries is very, very successful. I mean, he's a big name in the UK. He's got a great following of people, and more importantly, he's got a huge population of people who've made successful businesses from his mentoring and coaching. So he's a guy who really walks the talk, and I'm sure there'll be some people there who've been through his coaching program and are now six-figure business owners. So there's the full collection. And then what I've also done is put together, there'll be one or probably two like panel type sessions, which are really, really popular. This worked really well at the Raleigh events. And that's like open forum, so it's, there'll be a few people, maybe yourself, maybe Steve Ben, maybe a couple of others up there just to answer questions, all right? So if you've got a question on, like I started, how to get WSO of the day, or how do I create a WSO, or what are the tips for recruiting JVs, or even starting from scratch, that's the forum where you can just, ask those, and it'll be an open mic, and, and I think those little sessions are very, very popular. But the key thing is, it's we've got this whole building. It's a fantastic place. We've got not only the conference room itself, but there's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's meeting areas, coffee, all day, all night. So, you can wander in and out, you can meet and greet, and you can watch and learn. So everything is there. And it certainly looks to be a really promising weekend.
Yeah, it definitely does. I've been talking to a lot of people who are already booked to go, and they're very excited about it. I already had a guy contact me and offer to pick me up from the airport. So that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, sure. He said he lives like 10 minutes from the airport, and offered to pick me up on Friday morning. So the hospitality sounds great. I'm staying at a hotel called Club Quarters Trafalgar Square, which is just a couple of doors down from the event. I think people are kind of staying in different places around there. So I'm going to be in early Friday morning. I fly overnight on Thursday. I leave here Thursday night, so I'll be there early Friday morning. So anybody who comes in on Friday, just hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or something, and we'll get together for drinks or something. Because I'm not going. I mean, I don't really know a lot of people in London, in the actual city. So I'm just going to hang out at the event the whole weekend, and Friday as well, and just meet and greet. And I love London, and it's the first time for me to come to an event in London and do a talk. So I'm pretty excited about it, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it'd be great, mate. It'd be great. I'm so excited. There's so many people coming. So many people are excited about coming. And even the speakers are excited just to be there to, because sharing is good. Sharing feels good. It's good to talk to other people and help them. It feels good for the speakers as well. So without doubt, it's going to be huge.
Absolutely. So, anything else you want to mention before we close this off?
No, I mean, just don't forget, it's May the 12th and the 13th, that weekend. Anyone who's signed up, they'll be getting an email with all the details, obviously, and I'll arrange probably a good pub for us all to meet in on Friday night. So if you do come in early, then you're not going to be lost on your own, and we'll get that sorted so that you can start networking with everyone straight away.
Great. I'll mention as well that look, this thing's coming up fast. What are we, like 10 days away?
Yeah.
So make sure that you get your tickets now. Don't waste it till the last minute, because these things tend to all hit critical mass all in the sort of the last week. So don't do that, because you're going to wind up in a situation where you're going to have disappointment because the tickets may not be available. This happens all the time. I see this happen at events where people literally are crying in the forums, like, "Hey, why can't I get what's going on? Why can't I get my ticket 4 days before the event? And come on, like." And sorry, don't be last minute. Get your ticket before they sell out, because this thing will hit critical mass very quickly. I'm sure you've only got a limited number of seats left anyway. So at this point, don't. If you're watching this video, don't wait any longer, because it's happened to me. I mean, I remember I waited for, it was a $1,500 ticket to Affiliate Summit. I waited too long. I waited, it was in January. I was like, I'll buy it in the new year, and then I can put it on the next year's books. And then January 2nd, I went in, and they're like, sold out. Shit, I already booked my trip and everything. So, it's you definitely want to make sure that you get your tickets now. Yeah,
do that straight away. I mean, everyone I've spoken to, I said, you're coming, aren't you? And you go, yeah, we're coming. So, well, why haven't you booked your ticket? I mean, it's not, we haven't got loads left. Oh, yeah, we'll get round to it. Don't wait. Get on there now.
You'll be disappointed if you wait.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, I'm looking forward to seeing you in 10 days, my friend.
Absolutely, mate. Take it easy, huh? Thanks for the call.